Welcome. We're back. Well, we're still going. Like we never left. It's been a few days. Last time I trained was Sunday. We had a couple of days of midnight gym session type stuff with my wife. Didn't end up happening. But we are here now for a 11 p.m. gym session. So train Sunday, and then today is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, my dudes. We're over here. Just did some of the kicks. Ready and charged to have a little bit of a tricep and chest focused day. A bit more arms focused at the moment. This should be good. This will be good. It's always good. So we will go just one primer set with the 10s. Take advantage of the gym being quite empty. Let's get a little pain. Now, today we've had some stuff going on that made me, like, when we got in, I was like, deflated once I got in. I was pretty, like, keen to get in, but then felt pretty deflated once I actually got in here. And now I feel really good that we're actually here and doing it. So I'll tell you more about that. Tell you more about that after. Let's get this for now. We'll pump them out. Just do the first set to a full. Okay. Yeah. Get to 30. Goodness. Arms are coming away there a little bit. Gassed. One more. Far out. Whoa. That was a bit of an effort. That was good. Good times. Have some water. Took a bit of a hang whilst I get some rest. Did not expect to do a full set, but felt good once we're up there. So, we actually had some pretty big and cool revelations today. I'm going to be speaking towards my nuts because of where the mic is when you wear no shirt. Yeah, had a pretty cool revelation today. And it's leading to an exciting offer. Basically, well, this will lead into it, but it was pretty interesting to do that set just then because from Sunday, I'm still feeling my triceps a little bit, tiny little bit sore, and my biceps a little bit as well. Now, one thing I have noticed, and this is a big part of my recovery protocol actually, is one of the things is managing stress. Because when you're more stressed, like more eustressed, you tend, more distressed, you tend not to recover as well. And I, perhaps self-fulfilling prophecy, definitely find that to be the case. Let's do a little bit of pacing. We haven't moved around too much today. But I definitely find that to be something that is true for me, that when I am distressed a little bit more, I don't necessarily recover as well. And this comes off the back of things going really well, and I can see why I'm being put through this is because I have the strength for it. Now, last gym therapy, I was talking to Jad the Chad about how I'd had a record high month for a while, sales-wise, and cash collected-wise for a while in this new endeavour, business-wise. So it's $28,000 cash, which has actually become $29,500 a month. It was a month of that, sales-wise, and I talked about how part of me by default went, oh, it's not good enough because it's sales, it's not cash collected. Instead of being like, wow, and this is what I did after. I caught that pattern and went, wow, actually that's fantastic. I'm really grateful to do that, especially because it came so easily. It was from a place of alignment. When I had sat down and done the numbers with Yana, or just whilst we were at dinner, I sat down and did the numbers and I was like, wow, this is great. And then looking at the cash collected in that period of a month or so was $7,415 or something like that. So especially coming off of before that, the months were about maybe 2,000 to 3,000 collected, maybe even a little bit less, maybe around the 2,000 mark from this business specifically, and just me overall. Then to go from there into like sales wise, it was like 3.5K a month. What's that? Oh, thanks, Ryan, I appreciate it. Yeah, to go from that to like 3.5K sales wise per month, or like it was 3.5K per month basically, was where it was at. That was the mentality as well, more so. And then to go to 29.5K, 30K months. We talked about the identity shift that was required in that last one, or that I undertook. I'm just going to turn this down slightly. Yeah, that identity shift that was required for that was really cool and fun to go through and share with you guys, because I brought you along the way. And now though, what we've gone through that's potentially had the potential to dysregulate me, and kind of did, is the balance for my Amex, as you know, is 4.5K a month still right now, and they have not yet increased the limit. And when it gets close to that limit, because we're looking at cash collected as well, I like to be honest and open about this stuff. Sometimes it lags. I choose to follow what God tells me to do. One thing that we do is we run some things through there. Some things, and we have a budget for that goes into there. But because it's in the same account with the same limits as some of the day-to-day or the week-to-week spending, if it goes over on those, it means the things that we put the budget in there for can't come out when it gets too close to that limit, like how it has now. And recently it's hit pretty much that point where all of the budget for the other stuff is bouncing back. So Yana had put from her own business into that, or her own side of things to allow that budget to go through. But then when I don't have the inflow from my business and put in for the day-to-day to be accounted for and leveled out, it means that the money that Yana puts in is essentially going towards the day-to-day, which is not the agreement that we have. And when it starts bouncing back, I normally get really anxious about it. I'm like, oh no, I've ruined this for Yana. And so today we went out, we were going to go film at UQ, and we got there and Yana was like, I think I need a break. It's been catching up subconsciously. She can feel it in her body, I feel. She's like, I need a break. So maybe I need a break from work for a while. I was like, okay, you want to go? And I think she means like a few days off. So we left, and as we were leaving, it just came to me like, okay, tell her about that, because it's one of the things I'm afraid of bringing up. And when you're afraid of it, you got to face that stuff. So what you fear most, face that stuff when God calls you to. And it was very obvious time to talk to her about it now. And so I talked to her about it, and I, very understandably, the reaction was just like, okay, she was like, I don't want to go get bubble tea or anything anymore. I don't want to go for a walk. I just want to go home. I was like, okay, I understand. And as I sat there driving the car, all the thoughts did go through my head. Man, what am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? The flesh part of me going, did I get it wrong? Did I get what God told me to do wrong? Why is this kind of happening? Especially after like the high month and then this point. And the lesson in that, ultimately we'll skip to the end there a little bit, is to be regulated within that, be calm within the storm, regardless of circumstance. You are the stillness, and that's what we got to at the end of it. So spoiler alert for the end of this story. We got there, we got home, and I was praying about it, and Yana was honest with me, and I really appreciate it. She said, essentially she's like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't know if I can even, she's like, I feel like it makes me feel, this is what she was saying, like I don't even want to do business anymore. She's like, or the first thing she was like, I think I should just get a job. And that weighs on me, because I'm like, I feel I've put us in this circumstance. And she was like, I don't want to get a job. I want to get a job. And because I keep getting from God not to get a job, like the flesh part of me wants to get a job, stability, this and that, like it'd be nice, it'd be chill, but then I just know what God's telling me every time is not to get a job right now, so I'm fully in on that. But yeah, that's what Yana was saying, and was going, I don't know if she's like, I don't like same as on my birthday, it was, I don't know if I want to, like, I don't know, maybe something's got to change. That's not exactly what she said, those weren't the words, but I don't know, it means maybe that I can't help you with your business stuff, because she said, I feel really tight and anxious and like I'm not supported. And normally that would, like, I'd retreat right into myself, be like, oh man, this is awful, and like get super upset. But I just prayed about it. I actually was sitting in the passenger seat. We pulled into the garage and the lights went out in the garage, or the lights were off in the garage, the car lights went off. And I was just, one little light was on, like the info screen near the wheel. And I just prayed with my hands up on my lap to receive. And instantly it was like I received God's love and His grace in a way that I haven't really felt before, not to that magnitude. And it was just so clear what to do. And this has been a really key thing that happened the time that I told Yana that I was addicted to porn, and she was like, maybe we need to separate for a while, she needs some space. Something comes over me in those times, and it's probably the gift of the yapping that I have, but I feel that God's words, and it happens at various times, are channeled through me. I'm just a conduit, like pure conduit vessel, and the words just pour through me in a very deliberate, spoken way that I'm very grateful to receive. But that was a big thing with Yana, with the porn side of things. I was like, essentially I was getting from God, it's like, I don't know if I can promise this, but God is giving me to promise that it won't happen again. Otherwise you can do that, we can separate, because I know what it is, and that seems like a promise I couldn't make myself, because I don't know if I can do that. And I was just like, okay, I'm getting from God, it won't happen again, and I'm asking you to stay. And can you trust me on that? And trust God on that? And she decided to stay, thankfully. And by the grace of God, I have not gone back to that. And it was the same feeling, that same kind of channeling today when I was talking about the finance stuff. She was like, just gave her the space whilst I was praying. She was like, what do you get? How do you feel? And in that time that I was praying, this started coming out of me. The words were I'll paraphrase, because I can potentially recall the exact words. In essence, it was quite I was talking probably for like 10-15 minutes straight. This is exactly where we're supposed to be, and I get like premonition-esque dreams, prophetic dreams about small moments day to day where they're little reminders for me. I know this is what they are, that God's like, everything that that happened up to now, it was supposed to happen because I showed you this dream a few weeks ago, a few months ago, a few years ago even, to show that this is exactly where you're supposed to be at this point. Everything that happened up until now is validated because you're walking the path that I showed you were going to be on before you even knew some of these people, some of these things you were going to see. And they're small kind of mundane moments, like I'm driving along, see a certain building in the city and a certain sequence of thoughts goes through my head and I'm driving through in there, or maybe I'm talking with someone and I've never met this person before in my dream. By the time when I had the dream, I hadn't met the person, but then in real life, I'm like, wow, I actually know this person. Now I've known them for months and I had this dream like years ago kind of thing. I get reminded of that. And so I'm grateful to have those reminders. And I was like, I don't know if Yana gets those, but I also in that moment earlier tonight, I just knew this is the right path, this is exactly where we're supposed to be. And what I'm getting to do now is to sit with this and to fully, essentially I asked her to trust me and to trust what I'm getting from God and to trust God that what we're doing now is right and we just keep going. And I did say this as well, that I get from God that this week someone's going to sign up for a $40,000 offer of mine, or it's a 1 year of coaching. And so I'm going to put, that will be put out there after this, later tonight. And it's different to me, like hoping that will happen. It's just, this is what I've been given by God for whatever reason to feel this and know this in my giblets, in my bones, and to speak it, and it will be so. And as we were doing that, that's what I was getting from God, that we're exactly where we're supposed to be, we're doing what needs to be done, and everything that's happened now is exactly how it was supposed to happen, to be right here, because this is going to be a monumental part of our story moving forward, and we're going to help so many people. I started to tear up saying this, but this is how we're serving God's kingdom, by doing this, and we're helping so many people through this story, through how it's happening now, through how we're going to share it in the future. And this is going to be a big moment to look back on. And I referred to it as a pillar or a brick or a pillar in the foundation of our story and our part that we're playing in serving God's kingdom. Monumental. And because of that, not in spite of this circumstance, but because we're in that circumstance now where our flesh for both of us wants to turn it in. It's like, God, I don't think I can do this. My flesh is like wanting to give up. I've had the pains in that you guys have seen, like I've documented when I get the pains in my stomach, and I talk very openly about it, and the stress. You guys have seen me when I'm pacing around the gym floor and talking here sometimes. It can be a lot. But every time I just know what I get from God, and I know that the right thing to do is to double down every single time. And that's exactly what we've done. And essentially it's what we've done again. So it's just like I get from God that this is it. This is right. This is what we are to be going through right now. Everything has led, I didn't say this, but everything had led to this moment. We're on the exact right path, and now is the time to just let it be. And I have this thing, when I have nightmares sometimes, I get this thing where, and I was telling Yana this, my fingers feel really, they're like large, not fat, but like large and like crossing over, and it hurts, it like aches, a weird dulling sensation. I've had it for all my life, as long as I can remember. Those are like one type of nightmare I have, and I've gotten really this ability to like wake myself out of it as it's happening. I can just like wake myself up and like move around or go to the bathroom or something, and it eases off. But what I got this time was to sit in that, don't break away from it, because I was like, I can shake myself out. And I was telling Yana as it was happening, I was like, I'm just getting from God for whatever reason to tell her about this. I've got this and I can shake myself out of it, but God's like, sit in it. Like this excruciating sensation is like, through my bones, it is such an awful feeling, but I sat in it for the first time ever in my life, and I found a peace and a joy within that. And this is interesting, when Yana first asked me how I felt, I was like, honestly, I feel content. It feels like I shouldn't feel it almost, like the part of me, but that part didn't register, that it felt like it shouldn't feel at the time. I felt content, and I was like, honestly, I feel joy in that moment. And then that was at the start of the conversation, and then towards the middle when I was talking about that sensation, I was like, through sitting through that, I felt joy arise, and like I could feel something in that moment for that. I was like, whoa, this is kind of wild. And from that, then she was like, I'd like to go get bubble tea. We sat there for a while, we drove to get bubble tea, and on the way it just clicked something about it. We were at the traffic lights watching a train go past, and it was like the colors of everything shifted. I am truly delivered from this conversation. And I had the realization about the offer. I'm putting it out on my story that way. It's going to be essentially just black screen. And I've been asking God, like, God's just been giving me how it's to look. And it's black screen, just my classic gold text, and just saying it like it is. So it's going to be something along the lines of, God has put this on my heart. I don't know about the words I have, but something like, I have a 1-year coaching offer or coaching option. It'll come to me as I'm writing it. It's $40,000 for the year up front, and I know that I don't know exactly who this is for, but I know that you're seeing this and you know that it's for you, and it resonates with you, and you're stirred into, you just know this is the right thing for you. So and it's essentially, maybe I know you'll reply to this, and I look forward to working with you. God bless Big Source. Something like that. That's what the offer's going to be. Just black screen up on there after my stories have cleared out from yesterday. And I'm really excited to post that, because for the first time it's not coming from a place of, I hope this, like I need this to get me out of the situation. Like the situation of the finances and all that, I know it's all going to work out, and it's embodied now. And just like with the porn thing, the urge doesn't come up anymore. So the urge it might come up very sparingly when I stop, but it was just like, it's like it doesn't even register day to day anymore to have that urge to go watch porn and to masturbate and that. Similar with this, it's like same with this, the urge to panic about finance and that. It just kind of like, I could tell that's where it used to be, but it just doesn't happen, even within like a few hours. And it was like the colors of everything shifted. So as we were driving, saw a train going past, and it was just like the lights blinking for the stop sign for the train, and the train and everything. I was like, oh, it's not even like, wow. I was thinking at the moment, what ran through my mind is like, oh, this is the last time it's ever going to be like this. That it's ever going to be like this kind of situation, and then I had a realization after we got bubble tea when we left. I was like, no, it's already been, that's already passed. That it's already happened. Like this is how it is now. This is how life is, and to get to experience it this way is such a blessing, and it's really cool to feel it and to be living it, embodying it fully. It's something that I have described and been able to talk about and had to an intellectual level, and I've had glimpses of it before, and I know that it will continue to get deeper and deeper, but this is just, it's like a new level. And I feel I've been watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff lately, and Dragon Ball Z it's like the Saiyans have to be taken to their breaking point and the brink of death, or even death itself, and they come back stronger than ever. They evolve, and we're like that as well, as I've discussed before. And they seek that, they're cool with that, they know that, and they love it, they live for that. They don't shy away from it. It feels a similar way, where it's like, it feels like your body's like, I'm gonna die, I can't do this. And in that moment, it's like a new depth of letting go of the body. The flesh part of you gets surrendered. And you become more the spirit. And you feel delivered in that. It's a beautiful, euphoric feeling, and normal as well. And it feels like, I should feel a bit anxious about this, but it's like you just can't anymore. And I'm willing to, not afraid to, and I'm willing to, and I'm joyfully, I speak about it without fear of it rescinding and going back, because I know it's just, this is the way things are now. And it's really cool to be like, well, this is how it feels for the finances to be, it's independent of the finances, because the finances are not there right now. We went and I fueled up $10.12 in the car, because that was about where it was. Obviously the Amex has some space in there, but that was about it for, I did the bubble tea out of just my normal Westpac account and that, and then the fuel and that as well. So there's like $3 left in the account, and I know more is coming in. Because another thing as well is, part of me felt, oh man, I made these sales, and some clients had a little rough patches, so I was like, what's the right thing to do, God? Allow that to happen as it is. And now we've secured some direct debit and payment plans for them as well. So it's like, it's $560 a week guaranteed coming in by direct debit for the next year. And that's fantastic. I'm really grateful for that. And I know that more will be coming in, and more people will be paying in full and upfront and all of that side of things. So part of me went, oh, it's not good enough. Like, oh, what am I doing? But I know that I'm building that up now. And that's from like 2 to 3 active clients or something like that at the moment. And like more coming in. So it's really, really cool to be like, oh, that's right, we're building the thing, the long term's taken care of, in terms of like, that's some people's yearly salary in a month, sales wise, like 28 or 29,500 covered. And if we go across all of the couple of businesses I'm directly involved with and like have made sales in so far, it's like 75k for the year, and I'm not even like 50k of that, 50 to 100k of that is like, I don't have to do anything for. That's real estate stuff. And that's actually, and then we're gonna do some finance stuff with that as well, leverage that. So it's probably gonna be like another, we'll see whatever it is for the year, but a couple 100k or something like that. We'll see whatever it is. So it'll be, it's cool to be like, that stuff's all getting set up and all taken care of, and to also go and understand that we're still building. It's like, this is the jumping off point for all of that. So I'm grateful. I feel delivered in knowing that more is coming, and being able to, like, my body can feel it, and it's let go. It's letting go still of like the tension, the holding on, and the anxiety around money coming in and these things. Because even though it's not, I can't see by sight, I see by faith. Live by faith and not by sight. So the eyes cannot see it, the flesh cannot necessarily perceive these things, but my faith, my spirit can see it. And that was, I was talking to a couple clients today. I had 2 client calls today. 2 dudes I absolutely love working with. They're really appreciative working with me. One of them prayed over me as well, and he does that like every time as well, directly on there, and it feels so powerful. And it's like, wow, I'm living the dream. Like 2 clients I love working with, like 2 client calls I love working with, training, going to the sauna, doing all the stuff, content flowing out naturally. I just love what I do so much that I know that the joy is the journey. Like the reward is the journey, and the money is a bonus. And that's really what I'm about. Is so much of it is build as much of your life as you want around what you are fulfilled by, what your calling is. What a privilege to be able to do that myself, and part of that for me is helping other people do that. It's just such a privilege, man. So I've realized that lately. It's like there's always the next thing. Like it's like, even a couple days ago it clicked, like financially there's always the next thing to go to. So the joy is actually being on the journey and the path. And intellectually we know these things, but to have it sit and drop down within your body because you let go of knowing it intellectually and you embody it, then it's just you're like, oh, the joy is, the success is in the being on this path and continuing on the path. Such a privilege. And I really want to get this out here as well now, because I've obviously for the past few months I've been sharing this with you guys, and to hit this level of things now, I feel like it's so telling. It's not a coincidence. God doesn't make mistakes. There are no coincidences, no coinkydinks. That had the high sales month realization, a few days later it's like feel like the lowest of lows, and like brought to that point where you're on your knees, you feel lower than on your knees, like you do, part of you does want to just die. It's like, man, would it just like, it'd be so much easier as well. It fleets across your mind, and then to be taken to that point and realize you're here to lay the foundation with God and to choose God, and to do that and have it drop into your body like that. Such a blessing, man. I am honestly so excited to be sharing this with you guys, because you guys have gotten to see so much of the journey on the YouTube, and you get to see where it's going from here. And I'm going to continue to document this and show it. And I'm okay with whatever happens. I'm excited to share that with you. I'm so excited for the road ahead and what lies in store, because it could be anything, and I will continue to be completely open about this stuff and share as it happens. Just to have that shift tonight is such a blessing, and to be able to share it straight away. I've been really excited to have the gym therapy sessions, and it's been a couple of days, but it's like perfect timing. The roadmap has been laid there. So what a beautiful day today. Feel challenged, like a meaningful challenge, and to know what this is setting us up for, and the joy being this state of being, and knowing that whatever happens is going to happen, and it'll always work out. It's really, really exciting. It's such a blessing, and I pray that whoever's watching this, feeling this, anything around it, you get to feel this for your life and build your life around this as well, because it's beautiful. As we were in the car, when we were in the garage and I was talking to Yana about this stuff, I don't remember exactly which part. When I was talking about this is our journey, because obviously we got the couples finance stuff coming up. We're going through this stuff because this is part of our service to His kingdom, in that our journey will be able to help others so much and serve kingdom. And it's gonna hurt. It's going to test us, because we're called for that, because we can go through that, to share that with others, give them inspiration, give them hope, and guide them in their journey as well. It gets me, you know, because I'm like, wow, us? Really, us? Like we're called for this? Instead of seeing as, why me, God? It's like, wow, why me? Like, to be put through these things is a privilege. And that just gets me, you know? So I'm deeply, deeply grateful to be able to experience all of this, and to be brought to this state and to share it with you guys. Is the privilege and the honor of my life, is to lay it down in servitude for God's kingdom through this being one of the means. It's so good, because I enjoy this so much that it's like pinch, you know? This is the dream, you know? And I get to live it and share that with you guys and help other people live their dream as well. It's something else, man. Like, it feels like it's been a couple of minutes of me speaking, but I think it might have even been like 20 minutes or something since my set here. So I'm gonna get this next set. Oh, what a blessing. What a blessing. I'll clip you back onto my pants. My arm's gone a little bit numb. And I'm so grateful to have my wife, Yana, that trusts me through this, and to be regulated enough myself to let her feel how she feels, and for me understanding that I don't need to impose, hey, you have to feel this way, why don't you feel better already? Whatever space she needs, whatever she wants to do, she wants me to express emotion. That's what she needs. And normally it used to be like anger, and that is like what she knew to provoke for me, because she doesn't just want like the rational, compartmentalized stuff, but to have that, you can choose for that emotion to be love, and to just feel that within you, channel it, pray for it, have that channeled through you to her, is a blessing and privilege that I want to share with you guys. All right, let's get some quality reps here. Actually, I think I might be able to do 22 and a half. Ambitious. Go 17 and a half. We don't need to be rocking around everywhere like last session. Oh, let's change the angle slightly too. Yeah. This is the opportunity of a lifetime to get to live this life. And to share it with you guys is my privilege. I said that before, I think, but I really feel so deeply grateful. Yeah. Just gonna drop it a tiny bit. We'll even go to, I think 15 should be fine. We'll just squeeze out a nice, clean couple more. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. All right. Tricep here. Ooh. Oh. That might just well be the triceps cooked for that one. And what I get now is to do some machine pressing, because that dumbbell pressing is not for today. Even though part of me is like, oh, I really want to, because I'm not here for that much longer at this gym. But that's okay. It doesn't mean I have to use the dumbbells. I can use whatever I want, you know? Because I also don't always get to use this machine. So this is cool. I'm gonna set this here. We'll bring the gear over. I'll keep training without the shirt on. We'll be out of here soon anyway. Time-wise as well as wrapping up the gym-wise. So we've also cancelled our memberships here because we're going to Melbourne. And that's been part of the anxiety for me. It's like I've been waking up. I've not been sleeping well since doing this. Like knowing the move is happening and having to finalize things, settle payments with some clients that like I've been talking about, like I've been pretty dysregulated. Even with, you know, financial stuff, and being like, man, how am I gonna manage this move whilst providing and doing all that? It's just like, it feels, well, kind of like Yana said, like each of us feels like we've been a bit on our own. It's just that portion of the journey, and I'm really excited for what we're building together. I get the sense, and we haven't discussed it too much, but actually we have, something's coming up that's going to be like both of us doing it together, and it's going to be that couples finance thing or something like that, and it's really good. I'm really excited because it's going to be very, I love doing business with Yana, love doing stuff with her. That's why I feel having my own thing as well, but doing stuff with her, it feels so powerful and aligned as well. And who knows, maybe part of the journey is one day to scrap our own things and we go all in, and neither of us has our like quote unquote own thing, and we just go all in on something together, like an acquisition.com kind of thing, you know? Neither Layla nor Alex has side things for that, I don't think, so who knows? That's something I really love about these gym therapy sessions. It's like, even though I was a little deflated when it came in because Yana was like, I want to stay in the car and not really come out. And I was like, oh, did I disappoint her? Just overall, it's like I can start to take that stuff to heart. I come in here and I know everything's going to be alright. You know? It's all going to work out perfectly. So, taking it a tiny bit easier today as well, because I've had slightly less sleep. But that's okay. It's good to auto-regulate. Recently, been, just because I love the taste, you know, been slamming the coffees and certain noodles that we have. It's not carbs per se, kind of is like for myself, especially loading up on a lot of bread and that. It's nice to fuel yourself with them, like you get nice and thick and full. So they've got their place, but I find I get a bit bloated, and some of that's obviously the stress as well. Like a lot of my stress, I just get quite bloated around my lower belly. That's also where I get a lot of my pain as well. So obviously that all goes hand in hand. But it's just an interesting one. I recognize that I prefer to be fueled by when I have the kilogram of steak every day. That's how I feel really good. Like even like my energy, my cardio and that are really good when I do that, you know? Which I used to be like, oh, it doesn't really make sense. It's kind of like the keto idea. It's like you get fueled more by the fat, etc., etc. You still use the glycogen and all that, obviously. But yeah, having that kind of sports science background and that myself, I was like, you know. But then doing it, I'm like, I actually feel at my utmost best when I'm doing that. I think I get the sense I'm gonna start, and I just kind of go with the flow. I will end up moving back into a phase of that, and I'll move into a phase of being more active as well, lifestyle-wise. I haven't been doing as much martial arts or running or anything like that as of late. Some of it in prep for the move as well. Yeah, it'll happen when it happens, you know? Yum. Listen to that, drinking water. Yeah, it's good. It's a good time, man. It's fun to do it all together, put it all together. And yeah, I find for business as well, fueling myself primarily on steak and that works quite well. So I reckon, I'll grab a 5 is what I'm getting. A couple of the little 5s. And keep it going. definitely feeling a little softer around the midsection this last couple of weeks. Coincidentally, also quite stressed. Was quite stressed this past couple of weeks. But, you know, it is what it is. Just roll with it, you know. It's also been just staying the path, and often you'll find what you do for others, you are called for and challenged for a lot with yourself, you know. So with me, it's like being called for helping people with fulfillment regulation means that sometimes that gets challenged in myself. My own fulfillment, my own regulation is something to be mindful of and can kind of come under attack almost. But that's the point. We go through these things as well to be able to help our clients. And because it's just, perhaps that's just a limiting belief of mine, or a core belief that I have that makes it happen. But yeah, let's get this set. Man, forget how good it is to get some good tricep work in before the pressing, especially because the arms are more the focus right now. Yeah, that's feeling good. That's feeling good. I do keep looking over to see where Yana's at. I mean, she hasn't come out of the studio yet. She might just need some... Okay, what do I get? What sense do I get from God intuitively? Yeah. Simply get the sense that she just needs a little bit of space to herself. Even when she wanted to stay in the car, it's because it's like 11 o'clock at night. I didn't want to stay and sleep in the car in the parking lot by herself. I was like, I'll take you home. She was like, no, I just don't want to be at home. And so she got out of the car and just started going in. I was like, okay, I guess we're going into the gym. I get that she wants some space to herself. For me, I asked, like, when she was like, I'm going to go get bubble tea, she asked if I was going in. When we were in the garage before, when we first parked after having a big chat, she was like, we haven't talked too much since that chat. It's just been me, like, silently contemplating stuff alongside it, being that source and stability, and just sitting with God myself. Yeah, she just needs some space right now. That's cool. I'll give it to her. I'll get the sense of when it's time to go home and that. I mean, one of my fears, I don't know if I've talked about before, that is important for me to face is the fear of being apart from her, and like, oh, she doesn't want to. It used to be like, if we didn't sleep at the same time, I'd just be in the room with her while she was up working till like 2 in the morning, because I just felt like, oh, I had this rules like in my mind of like, oh, you know, married couples should always sleep together, never sleep apart. And we didn't spend a night apart really, maybe one night apart in the years that we were together until the start of 2024, and that's when we started doing solo travel and that. I get the sense a solo travel trip might be coming up for her or something like that, or myself, because it's just, yeah, that space. I know how useful it is for both of us, but I tend to not want to do it as well. Like I want to stay around and do things together and all of that, you know? So I get very attached. I'm very like physically attached. Physical touch is a big thing love language wise for me. So being okay with that's good. Giving her space even like now, it's good because like my instinct or like my desire, the flesh desire is to go over and like kind of be like, oh, are you okay in that, you know? But it makes the situation, it causes that situation to be when you're going with that intention, because like you're not stable and you're not a reliable source for her as the husband. If you go in and trying to, oh, is everything okay? It creates that it's like that push for her to be okay creates the push back from her to not be okay, if that makes sense. So you create that situation, and yeah, I'm real big on being aware of that. So yeah, I think I started that with a different point in mind, but it's always better when you just trust into whatever God wants you to say. I'm grateful for what we get to do. Having these realizations is good. Yeah. I'm very blessed to have a wife. Yana is my wife, and very blessed that she trusts me. Feels really good, you know? Yeah. Just keep in the sense that we're going to do something together business-wise, and that's actually going to be our main thing. I think that's the thing we haven't hit on too much yet. We've done a lot of side things. It's interesting I'm getting this. Maybe it's just wishful thinking, but I've had it come up a few times now, this woof, and it feels really warm and settled. I've noticed the difference between like what's settling and what's not lately, and with my intuition. So sometimes I'll be like, yes for this thing or no, and yes is like there's a low buzz, like that's how it feels inside. And I know that that's not settled. And then if I say no, for example, to something or whatever the options are, there's one that will just feel like calm and like a knowing, like yes, that's the right thing. And there's a deep warmth or glow to it. And for something together, I just get that deep glow. I'm like, yeah, that's where we do a lot of our best work. Because right now we're just doing a little bit of side stuff. And I think that's all well and good because I enjoy the coaching and that we do so much. We're just so good together. So doing something together business-wise instead of half being kind of like, oh, you know, like, because we're married, I'm part of her business and she's part of mine. Actually doing something where we're like partnered together. That's what's up. Because she's obviously my marketing team and helps me with my marketing in that in Kaey-Lib in TKP. And I'm like technically just part of YLC and that, but we don't really do anything like joint together, you know, besides the marriage. I think that's the missing link right now, and that's probably why the businesses are kind of like at a nice point right now, and my business is kind of settled where it is. Great to provide in the day-to-day with that, and I know more is coming from it because it just has that, it's just doing that. I think our main thing will be something together. Well, what do I know? I know that that's a key piece of the puzzle that's not all there right now. It will be. So I'm keen. Let's get a different angle. Let's go this way. Go this way. It's the big yapper. Yeah. You can kind of see what the triceps and all that look like there. Oh, why does it look like that? Anyway. I had a bit more rest for this one now. Let's get it. triceps done. They kind of went wing on that. Perhaps we'll do a little bit of overhead pressing, because that was pretty fun when I did it with Jed the other day, and just kind of good. Pull back on the chest volume a little bit, go a little more shoulders and arms focused. It's just what I'm feeling right now. It's a bit more fun. The chest has some nice volume and nice shape. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah. If I'm not interested in it, I just won't do it training wise, and my strength falls off and all that. Strength is good for the chest pressing. Just have a little bit more interest in the shoulder pressing and that right now. So we'll do some overhead press and have fun in the sun with that. Some barbell overhead press will be good. Yeah, looking kind of like that fluffy bigness right now. Fluctuates a little bit sometimes. Yep. You know, not actually bulking or cutting, but it just happens, you know. This is the perfect height over here. Camera might have just gotten bumped a bunch there. I'm gonna wipe this down so you can watch me come back to the bench. Still feeling decently lean. Just parading around the whole gym with my shirt off and that. Feeling pretty good actually. And the funny thing is I feel like my legs have developed a lot recently. Like just a good amount. You know, they're not the absolute most shapely bodybuilding-esque they've been. But last week, hitting like 2 or 3 leg sessions was hectic, bro. Because obviously the day before Arno, I hit a leg session myself with the other stuff as well. Oh, I can do dips too, but let's do some overhead pressing. Yeah, just a lot of leg work, and then even just the once a week in that, I feel like or once every couple weeks works really well for me. A bit like Yana in that sense. Funny on the shoulders. Overhead press has always kind of been one of those things, but let's have some fun with it. We'll see. I wonder if I can even still do this. This might be a silly jump up, but I could do 50s for some reps. Last time it wasn't necessarily after tricep stuff, but we'll give it a few minutes, have a bit of a yap. So yeah, we're on the eve of moving to Melbourne now, which is very exciting. It's kind of like the analogy that I used before was it's like a roller coaster in which you know it's going to be fine. Your body, like, high likelihood that it's fine, you know? I've always been fine on roller coasters, like I've never been hurt or anything like that. But I get so scared on them. It's like, you know it's going to be fun, but your body just can't help it. Oh, we're going, you're strapped in, you can't go anywhere, you know. You choose, well, except with this, you can bail any time with, like, your walk with God. That's the beauty of free will. That's what makes it so powerful to do it and so beautiful to walk with Him. But yeah, it's realizing that you can bail, but you're strapped in, we choose to stay in it. And as a result of that, we just keep going. And it's the fear and the joy of the roller coaster is not actually finishing and just being like, oh, that was done. It's the actual journey itself, the ride, and going like, ah, and like feeling like you're gonna, and it's more thrilling because it feels like I'm gonna die. Like, oh, I don't know if I can handle this. And the drop is like, it's like some survival instinct is triggered, some God-given survival instinct is triggered within us that just makes us it makes you enjoy it a bit more because it's exciting and you can be scared and that, you know. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun, I'll admit. So that's kind of what Melbourne feels like right now. It's a bit of it's that roller coaster, not necessarily, I was saying this before, not necessarily in terms of like a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, obviously that actually, but primarily when I was thinking about the roller coaster thing, it was more that it's a roller coaster in terms of all the stuff that's going on. In terms of like the thrill of, oh my goodness, we're actually doing this, we're strapped in, we're locked in, the lease is up here next week. We're in less than a week now. Oh, no, in a week. Thursday. On the Thursday it'll be up. We're wrapping everything up, selling everything. The house is getting cleared. And that's it. Like, we'll be out of here on the 12th. And off to, like, we haven't even booked somewhere for, like, Sydney and booked somewhere for Melbourne. But we're definitely getting there and gonna do it. So, yeah, one of the cool things is we've started up a couples page for like the couples finance and couples travel stuff, which will be quite cool. I think for the couples finance stuff as well. I might be giving too much away, but one of the things is like it's this principle, like it's kind of a method. We call it the Sleepy Millionaire method, but it's basically this method of like UGC content, or UGC, it means user generated content. UGC and like that kind of exchange, and you can potentially, it's the stuff that you use to get paid to travel and like get free stays at places free in exchange for high value content that helps generate business for that place or those things. If it's a restaurant, if it's a hotel or an Airbnb or something like that, that's kind of the go that I'm getting. The funny one is that it's through Yana, because that's like her specialty, and part of it is like she's a bit resistant to she's like resistant to reaching out from a place of like, oh, I'm scared of looking silly. So I'm like, I've expressed to her that that's what I get for her to do. I'm not sure if she was joking, but she said she doesn't want to do it, or she's like, I know that's what you said, but I'm not going to do it. So I'd better check up on that. Either way, I mean, like, I'll make it work either way, and we'll be able to stay somewhere or something like that. So yeah, it'll suss out. We'll have somewhere Sydney, we'll have somewhere Melbourne. I've always got people and friends that I can ask if we can crash somewhere there and all that, so you know, that's always good, always fun. And yeah, let's get this set, have a little pray and go. I feel like even from that, the chest is looking and feeling pretty pumped. We'll see. It's hard to see without the mirror. Let's do some overhead pressing. Actually, I remember I've done 70 kilograms before, like 25 on each side, so for one rep. But I should be able to do a plate on each of these. I mean, I've done it before. I did 50 last time for reps, so yeah, we'll get this. Whew, let's go. Yeah, it's crazy. Alright, that was a bit of a mission. One thing I realized with Yana, I'll say it out loud. And this stuff, I get the sense if I push, when you push too much, it's like there's resistance. And she's like, I don't want to do it because of that. So there's an element of leaving it to her to do that. But I will have to converse with her about it again, about what we're doing. And just from that place of stability. Because I mean, the way she had talked about it is like she wanted to do that stuff with like me pitching and that, me reaching out, which I'm okay with. Like I actually am quite good at outreach in that. It's just if I get the sense that it's not quite the thing for me to do, like in this instance, it's more so something for her because there's something to it because of the resistance that she has to it. There's something to that kind of resistance to go through, and for her to do it, then I'm like, okay, that's the way. And yeah, just being okay with that being the case. Yeah, and us doing this together. Pretty fun. I'm pretty jazzed, pretty excited. Although I'm seeing these guys do some low incline pressing on one of the machines, and I kind of want to do a low incline press as well. I wonder if this machine over here is a low incline press, if it shows or not. What kind of arches? I think it's pretty high incline. Yeah. They got some weirdly high inclines here. I'd have to stick my butt all the way out. Yeah. And I don't really like the Techno Gym presses. It wasn't too bad actually when I did it with DJ LG last time. DJ LG. Yeah. We'll keep it going. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it showing. Alright, we're still filming. It's been quite a while actually. Yana's okay in there. We might go check on her in a sec. I'm gonna do one more set of like a heavy set here, and then I'll drop it down to like, yeah, I'll drop it to the 10s for a fun little pump out set. There goes my grip strength, hang on. I grip that quite funny. Yeah, man. It's a good time. It's pretty wild how quickly it all came around. Yeah, like this time next week will be our last night staying in this house, because then the lease is up the 12th, so it's like midnight the 12th. Got to drop that stuff off. Cleaning's coming through Tuesday. Final cleaners and that, and yeah, it's a bit, there's an element of it being a bit daunting, like, oh, you know, but that's the exact reason to actually do it, you know. And even for me, instead of thinking, oh, I have to do all this stuff, all this and that, the stress about it, which was, you know, the stuff that I'd feel anxious about and I'm a bit unsettled with before, it's more like going, oh, I just don't have to feel that way, and I choose not to. And see, even part of me is like subconsciously hugging myself there a little bit. It's good to also, I'm just actualizing our trip when we're in Sydney, when we're filming content along the way there, when we're in Melbourne, and just how good it already is and how good it is now. It's not like, oh, I have to dread this process. I can enjoy this process of us wrapping up here. It's like I have this thing in my head where it's like this has to be a big panic, and that when I was wrapping up at one of our properties back in Perth, when the lease was up there, it was like I was having like a big panic in that about it, and then I just settled into it. It's like, okay, this is fine. I just let go of it, and things were so good from that as well. So it's always good to settle and just keep things going, you know. Just allow yourself to grow. So yeah. Feeling good. Yeah. Life is good, man. It's. I think I've said it on here before, but even with Yana and I, something we realized is a lot of the time when people are like, "Well, you're actually moving to Melbourne," like, well, you're really doing it. It's like you just moved in that. I mean, 2 years ago. But a lot of people aren't used to, you know, doing what they say they're going to do, or like what God puts on their heart to do, or shows them to do. You know, and for us that's just standard. Like, of course we're going to do what God calls. So it's pretty cool, and to get to share that more with everyone, and the mindset going into it, and how we have probably the same doubts as everyone else sometimes, all those things creep in, but it never registers for that to be final, to be like, oh, we better back out from doing that. It's just, of course that's not actually going to get in the way. This is just who we are. So of course we're going to do it. We're going to follow through and do that stuff. And that's how you lead a life of intention and a fulfilling life. So pretty cool. I'm really excited for Sydney, Melbourne, all that stuff. We're going to see some people whilst we're on the way through Sydney. I've got 3 people at least that I want to see whilst we're there. So it'll probably be on the Thursday itself that we leave, actually, if I think about it. For me, it's like I haven't really planned too much of it ahead. I haven't planned at all. I've just gotten what God's told us to do, you know? We'll figure it out on the day, as they say. As we say. On the other side of the most petrifying thing that you can imagine a lot of the time is freedom. When you can sit with it. Feels good, man. Feels good. Facing that stuff is monumental. And there's growth in it for a reason. Alrighty, Ruth. Next set. Last set with these ones. Where's my grip? Starting to cramp up a little bit as well. But we got this little drop to the 10s. For a bit of fun. Ooh. And I've changed the camera angle too. Because I just realized you've had the same angle this whole time. Get a bit of that full back view. Because I think that's a sick angle to get for overhead pressing. You should be able to see me in the front as well. Oh, wait. 40. That's good stuff. All right. I'll tell you what, would be a bit of fun. Grab a couple fives. One more. Down one more. Then we'll go check on Ghana. Just quick check in. See how she's going. Just fly by. Because again, we'll see how I feel after the set, like what I get from God to do. I'll go fully from behind for this one. You can kind of see how my shoulders are a bit wonky. Oh, good times. Hands go a little numb sometimes from that. We got to see one from the front before, so now you can see a dead hen from behind. I like to do this little rocking motion, twisting, because it helps, especially my left shoulder kind of cracks, and I can probably bias, feel it opening up a bit. Let's go here. Feel it. The left shoulder's a little tight, it's about to open up a little bit. Thing is, you can't force it. Oh, there it goes. That's nice. And put the bar back up. Alright. Perfect. Yana's actually done. There we go, that's why I didn't go over. This is all that I had being man. Embody that, it'll be all gravy, baby. Love you guys, bye.